Hi everyone. Before I begin, you're going to hear tons of noise downstairs because my husband and my kids are downstairs, and I think it sounds like he's like playing with them with the Nerf guns or whatever. So they're screaming all over the place. And yeah, so I figured I would just make that disclaimer before I start speaking. I wanted to do the video outside, but I also know that like my neighbor, he likes to sit outside with his dog or whatever, especially when it's like really nice days like this, which is fine. It's just that his dog barks a lot. It's one of those like black Labrador type dogs or whatever. You know, the neighbors are really nice, so it has nothing to do with anything. I also feel a little bit funny, like when there's people around me and like talking in public or whatever. I feel a little bit awkward. So anyway, hi, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so it's been a long ass time, and I honestly didn't even know when I was gonna come back on here or if I was gonna come back. And I'm not even saying that I'm particularly back yet. I think I'm just gonna do content whenever I can do content, and that's it. It's not like I make money on here or anything like that. So I have a really tiny speck of a corner here on these YouTube streets, so, and people barely even know who I am. So I don't think it matters. But I did want to get into a few things. I wanted to get into like the current political climate, a community post that I had made yesterday, and I kind of wanted to get into that stuff a little bit more. Especially with the topic of immigration and the comment that I had made regarding Trump and him wanting to deport 15 to 20 million people. Now, I'm going to leave the links to like the articles and stuff that I'm talking about in this video in the description box, because right now I don't even think I'm going to be able to edit this video because that computer I have is starting to go to shit. So I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm gonna see what I could do. I'm not that great at this, content creation stuff anyhow, but I'm gonna see what I could do. And so basically, it was an article. I believe it was the New York Times. I don't remember. Like I said, I'll leave it in description box, where he has said he wants to deport 15 to 20 million people. And, I found the language of that very telling, because to me, it kind of coincides with everything that's going on right now, where you're hearing stuff going on in the news regarding random people who are, Latino, but they are legal and they're trying to deport the legal ones. And then you got they even like got a couple of Puerto Ricans that they were trying to catch out there. So I don't know what they're doing with the Puerto Ricans. They sending them back to Puerto Rico? Did they send them to Mexico? That I don't know. But you are hearing more stories like that. So basically, Latino people in general are becoming just a straight up target. The reason why I brought this up is because I actually heard AOC speaking on this, I don't know, around a month or so ago. And she had said something very similar to what I'm saying, with regards to Trump wanting to deport a certain amount of people and there being a certain amount of illegals, right? So... but I couldn't find that clip of her saying that. I looked and I couldn't find it. So that's why I did like my own research myself. And that's how I was able to find out more information. And what I did find was that according to Pew Research, I'll also put that in the description box, is that there's roughly 11 to 12 million illegal immigrants in the country right now. And there was a definite push with this administration, where it was like, oh, we're just going after, the criminals. And what I think a lot of people didn't realize, and a lot of the people that were or are legal immigrants that did vote for Trump, they didn't realize that, hey, he considers everybody who is illegal a criminal. They're all criminals, period, whether they did prison time or not, or whether they, you know, were working here for the past 20, 30 years doing the right thing and paying their taxes. Either way, you know, they look at those groups the same. Okay, if they're illegal, then it doesn't matter what they were doing in this country. They're illegal, and to these people, that is considered a straight up criminal. And I think that that's why, you know, you had a lot of people coming out on social media talking about, oh, you know, my mother was deported, my father was deported, my grandparents, da da da. I regret my decision. I regret my vote. La da 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 da. Right. And you're probably going to hear more stuff like that. And then with regards to things that are, you know, that doesn't have anything to do with illegal immigration, he's talking about the cutting of the Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. And, you know, it's so funny because for the longest time, especially with, you know, Republicans, one of the things that you don't touch is like, or the two things is like Medicare and Social Security, because people worked for that. They earned that. And I don't disagree with that at all. But the fact that now they're going after that too. And like, what does that say? Especially for the people who are hardcore, especially these older conservatives, these boomer conservatives, where, you know, they're like, oh, only thing I care about is my Social Security and my Medicare and da 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 da. And now they might be screwed. And with regards to that, what people are going to have to worry about now, and I saw this, oh my God, I think a spiritual whistleblower, I think, said this in one of her videos where she was talking about filial laws, and filial laws are basically laws that make it your obligation as the child of an elder parent to be responsible for that elder parent. So if you're living in a certain state and that state that you're living in has filial laws, then that means that you're going to be obligated to take care of your aging parent, your sick parent. And that means that the burden of all of the financial responsibilities are going to be falling on to you. Okay. Now, right now I live in New York State. New York State is not a state that has those filial laws, but there's other states near, I think New Jersey, I think Connecticut, like there's a lot of states that have that. And if this really like goes down where he really takes away and strips like a lot of Medicaid and Social Security, there's going to be a lot of younger people that have their own families that they have to take care of and, you know, look out for, that are going to have to also have the burden of taking the responsibility of taking care of their aging, you know, sick parents on top of that, and having to deal with those medical bills on top of the bills that they're already paying to take care of, you know, their own life, to be able to support themselves and their own families. And it's really, really sad. And, you know, I think about that and I'm like, you know, I don't know what's going to go down. Like, as far as like our situation, I don't have to really worry about that much. But, you know, a lot of people are going to have to worry about that. And so I think that everybody is so focused on the immigration stuff, then they're not even seeing how things are going to affect the legal citizens. And then you got the people who are complaining about their Medicaid being cut, and, you know, all types of SNAP and all of these, you know, there's other types of public assistance programs that are being stripped away from people who really need it, right? And that's really sad too. You know, I don't wish any of that on anyone, for them to like basically have, you know, they're already poor, and then you're going to go and try to strip away everything that they have. And you even hear people, I've heard people coming out saying that, you know, I voted for him because I didn't think he was going to take away my Medicaid and my benefits, but he's taking away my benefits and I only care about me and mine. And I think that's really the mindset that I heard. And it was like one lady that was saying that, and her video went viral. You know, that's kind of the mindset that it sounds like most American people have, where it's like, I don't care as long as it doesn't happen to me. I don't care, you know, as long as it doesn't affect me. And when things start affecting me, that's when I'm going to be like, oh, fuck, I regret my vote. And I think that that's probably the trajectory of the way things are going to be going. That's what it seems like anyhow. I don't know what just fell downstairs, but is anybody crying? No, nobody's crying. So as long as nobody's crying, I'm fine. But yeah, that's basically what's going down right now. I actually feel bad being up here recording as opposed to being downstairs with my family, to be quite honest. But I wanted to do this because they're making so much noise. I've been wanting to make a video for a while now. And so yeah, other than that, like, as far as, personally, like my health situation, everything is fine, like on my end. If anything, things have just been really hectic because I think I said it in probably one of my past videos that my husband was in a master's program at the time. So he's finished his master's, and now my husband basically has a second job. He's like doing a career change type thing. So a lot of like, just taking care of the kids has been really on me. My husband works from home, so it ain't like he's out, doing crazy shit. So everything he does is remote. But it's still, even though it's remote, he's still, physically not there with us, a lot, because he's very, very busy. So, and right now he's spending his time with the kiddos downstairs. But even on the weekends, he's usually busy. Today he happens to have like more of a free day. So yeah, it's because he's basically like into psychotherapy now. So that's his new profession, and it's been really exciting, like, to see him grow and to see him transition into like different things, and to see how this has changed him as a person too. It's been really nice. It's been a real positive change. But yeah, other than that, everything is great. Just busy, tired. One day I have the ability to get really serious about making content, then I'll be way more serious about, numbers and views and all of that. And right now that's just not in me right now. Yeah, I am exhausted. Like 90% of the time I feel like I'm half asleep with these kids. Holy crap. And it's no joke. But anyhow, I think that's about it. I don't really have much else to talk about, to say. Shout out to Latin Pain. Thank you for promoting my channel, talking about my channel, stuff like that. I do appreciate the support. And for the people who are subscribing, thank you. For the people who are unsubscribing, thank you also. That's totally fine. For now, I'm gonna go, and I guess I will see you all whenever I do a video again. Take it easy, guys. Bye.